You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
This is ABC 7 News at Noon.
We have a follow-up on a Massachusetts man who was arrested for the death of a Skowhegan woman. He made his first court appearance Monday. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. Also, 5 people have been arrested in connection with a drug investigation in Hancock County. That's according to Maine's Drug Enforcement Agency. And 3 people were injured in a head-on crash at Fairfield last night. Details are coming up along with the rest of our stories. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin?
Alrighty, happy Tuesday afternoon. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Luigi and Fredericks, across from Eastern Maine Medical Center, serving the greater Bangor area for over 65 years. Alright, look at some of the rainfall reports we've gotten today, and there was a lot of them, though. Here's some of them right here. Abbott up to almost 4 inches of rain. Other areas just in the 3-inch range, and other areas seeing up to 1 to 2 inches. So a lot of rainfall already. Last night into this morning, we'll keep those going for just a little while yet, although we will catch a little bit of a break too. But the wind will remain gusty for a little while yet. Notice some of those small craft advisories are now in effect until midnight later on tonight to early Wednesday morning because of that area of low pressure that continues to move in from the west to the east. But notice the rain is starting to taper off now, so we'll catch a little bit of a break. But another line of showers and thunderstorms will move in later in the afternoon period, and some of those may pack a little bit of a punch with some gusty winds and a little bit of hail, as all this will right here move in from the west going toward the east, and we'll see this moving in during the afternoon period. And Futurecast showing that right there with a few showers and storms possible. Might be underdoing it just a little bit, but they will be scattered in nature overall. So again, be ready for some gusty winds and maybe a little bit of hail. And of course, we'll be watching some regular winds too that are not accompanied by thunderstorms, reach up to about 20 to 30 miles per hour in a few spots before backing off later on tonight. So your hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period, we'll be watching for a partly cloudy sky overall. We will notice again some storms possible from time to time. They will be scattered in nature with temperatures in the upper 80s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. A Massachusetts man who was arrested for the death of a Skowhegan woman made his first court appearance Monday. Sierra Jordan has the details.
After a 20-year-old woman was found dead in her home early Saturday morning, a Massachusetts man is now facing a murder charge in connection with her death.
First matter I'd like to take up is the matter of State of Maine versus Jason Serval.
Shortly after 5:30 p.m., the Skowhegan Police Department say they received a 911 call from a man reporting an assault at 912 Cannon Road in Skowhegan. As officials arrived, they found the caller with a head injury and Abbott dead in the home. The Madison male was later transported to Redington Fairview General Hospital in Skowhegan, where he was treated and later released. Maine State Police detectives and evidence technicians spent Saturday conducting interviews and investigating Abbott's home. Around 3:20 p.m. Saturday, State Police detectives arrested 19-year-old Jason Serval of Massachusetts at the Skowhegan Police Department, and he was charged with murder in connection with Abbott's death. Officials say Serval was an acquaintance to Abbott, but did not elaborate on how the two know each other.
You do have the right to have the matter presented to the grand jury. Count 2, sir, is a charge of aggravated assault. That's a Class B offense as alleged. That's punishable by up to 10 years in prison and up to a $20,000 fine.
Serval was transported to the Somerset County Jail and is being held without bail. The Chief Medical Examiner's Office conducted an autopsy July 17th and ruled Abbott's death a homicide. In studio, I'm Sierra Jordan reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
5 people have been arrested in connection with a drug investigation in Hancock County. Maine Drug Enforcement Agency Commander Peter Arno says over the past several months, Bucksport Police Department has been investigating a group of people suspected of distributing significant amounts of fentanyl. On July 13th, law enforcement searched a camp on Toddy Pond along Gus Moore Road in Penobscot. Arno says they found 1.5 pounds of fentanyl, more than $30,000 in suspected drug proceeds, and other evidence of drug trafficking. Arno says on July 15th, a vehicle from Massachusetts allegedly headed to the group in Bucksport was stopped on I-95 in Hamden. Agents found 1/2 pound of fentanyl then. 34-year-old Christopher Warford of Bucksport, 37-year-old Jamie Ward of Bucksport, 35-year-old Jesse Adams of Verona Island are all being charged with aggravated drug trafficking. Bail for Warford and Ward is set at $50,000. Adams has been released on bail. 25-year-old Braille Perez and 28-year-old Michael McHale Arias Abar of Massachusetts have all been charged with aggravated drug trafficking. Their bail has been set at $50,000 cash. We have new information on a Lewiston investigation. A man is charged with murder in connection with the shooting death of a Massachusetts man. Maine State Police say on Sunday, shortly after 4 p.m., Lewiston police responded to a report of gunshots at 30 House Street. Officers arrived and found 20-year-old John Paquin of Massachusetts suffering from apparent gunshot wounds. He was transported to Central Maine Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead. At approximately 1:30 Monday morning, a search warrant was served at 12 House Street in connection with the arrest of 28-year-old Mark John Sinclair of Lewiston earlier that night. Police say Sinclair lived at 12 House Street and had active warrants for domestic violence, terrorizing, criminal mischief, and a bail violation. He was taken to the Skowhegan County Jail. Paquin's death has been ruled a homicide by the Chief Office Medical Examiner. Sinclair was charged with murder. He's being held without bail and is scheduled to be arraigned later this week in the Skowhegan County Superior Court. 3 people were injured in a head-on crash in Fairfield last night. According to Fairfield Police Chief Thomas Gould, officers responded to the crash on the Norridge Walk Road in the area of Mays Way. Investigators determined the truck was traveling south on the Norridge Walk Road in the northbound lane. A Jeep Compass was traveling north on the Norridge Walk Road and was unable to avoid the truck. The vehicles crashed head-on. Chief Gould says officers found 3 of the vehicle occupants had injuries, 1 being critical. The crash is being reconstructed by the Maine State Police and will be reviewed by the District Attorney's Office. He says charges are expected. Names are not being released at this time as police notify the families of those injured. 4 people were injured in a multiple vehicle crash in Fairfield on Sunday. According to the Fairfield Police Department, the crash occurred just after 11 a.m. at the intersection of Norridge Walk Road and Wood Street. Police say 1 was in serious condition and was transferred to Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center by Lifelight. Following an investigation, officers determined a Subaru Forester driven by 36-year-old Jared Peasley of Waterville was struck from behind by a Chevy Silverado driven by 74-year-old Linda Abbott of Anson. The collision forced Peasley's vehicle into the path of a car driven by 38-year-old Kristen Simon of Oceanside, New York, sending her vehicle into a ditch. There are no charges pending at this time. That investigation is still ongoing. Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, supply chain problems have been hitting every business for months, including local auto repair shops. When we return, we'll hear what one shop owner has to do and says you need to do to prepare. That's next. We'll be right back.
Are you eligible for Medicare? Joe Montana is, and he enrolled in a WellCare Medicare Advantage plan. He knows about coverage, and WellCare provides the extra benefits he wants.
Hi, I'm Joe Montana. When you get to be 65, you have little patience for nonsense and inefficiency. That's why when I qualified for Medicare, I went with WellCare.
Take it from Joe. As a WellCare member, you get a $0 or low monthly plan premium on your medical coverage and prescription drugs with $0 generics. And that's not all.
Plus, a flex card to pay for extra dental, vision, and hearing expenses, an over-the-counter allowance, and even give-back plans that put money back into your Social Security check every month.
Call us at 1-866-636-7403. We'll send you our free Medicare all-in-one guide with everything you need to know about Medicare and tell you how to get a $0 or low monthly plan premium on your medical coverage, prescription drug coverage with $0 generics, dental, vision, and hearing coverage, a WellCare Flex card, money for over-the-counter items, and up to $840 back in your Social Security check every year. WellCare is committed to providing our members great Medicare coverage that includes extra health care benefits. If you want to learn more about WellCare, call 1-866-636-7403. We'll send you our free Medicare all-in-one guide with everything you need to know. Or visit our website, enrollwellcare.com. That's 1-866-636-7403 or enrollwellcare.com to enroll today. WellCare, it's Medicare done well.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Lincoln, is sponsored by Acres Away Estate, a real estate brokerage specializing in residential land serving the Lincoln area. Stop in or call today to speak to our friendly team of professionals. Steaks and Stuff, offering a full variety of fresh quality products, including produce, meats, and seafood, known for having the freshest bakery and deli goods you can find. And Carl's Auto Parts, with more than 75 years of combined experience in the automotive, light, commercial trucks, and heavy equipment parts industry. Let us help you find the right part.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Drivers may be noticing longer wait times for car repairs. We talked to repair shop owners who say wait times can vary from 7 business days up to a month. Poirier's garage owner Eric Poirier says he only has 2 technicians and is working to complete as many jobs as possible each day. Meanwhile, Herman Motor Company owner Aaron Hawes says supply chain issues are causing delays for his staff to receive parts. Hawes added the lack of available technicians has contributed to the issue.
There's many levels of it, but it's a workforce issue. You know, there's no question about that, and it's not the simplicity of the technicians in the dealerships. It stems right from the top. No new vehicles being available, which in return means consumers are holding on to their used vehicles longer, which means more of them need to be serviced and maintained.
Haas recommends drivers think ahead when it comes to scheduled maintenance and make appointments as soon as possible. A new report says the U.S. faces an uphill battle in transitioning to wind energy. ClearPath, a nonprofit wind energy advocacy group, studied efforts in Iowa to use wind for power. Their findings say that U.S. energy goals need to be sustainable, realistic, and economically feasible. The report says wind, solar, nuclear, coal, and gas all need to be used for now as America shifts to green energy. Iowa generated more than 55% of its 2021 energy from wind sources. 16 of Iowa's 99 counties, however, placed restrictions on wind in recent years. Now with Tuesday's business news, here's Leo Jonathan.
The slide continued on Wall Street Monday. The Dow closed down 0.7% and the Nasdaq and S&P each lost 0.8%. Climbing interest rates are dampening housing around the world, with many central banks taking a cue from the U.S. Federal Reserve, hiking interest rates to slow inflation. Real estate markets in a lot of countries have slowed and seen home values fall. General Motors CEO Mary Barra has a dream that in 2 years, GM will surpass Tesla in EV sales in the U.S. Last year, Tesla sold 325,000 cars, while GM only sold 25,000 electric vehicles. And another tech giant appears to be pulling back on hiring and spending. Bloomberg reports that Apple is scaling back plans amid the economic slowdown. Microsoft, Google, and Amazon have already made similar moves. I'm Leo Jonathan with Tuesday's Business on ABC 7.
Coming up, there's one particular summer camp in eastern Maine happening this week, but it doesn't offer craft making, hiking, or even swimming. We'll explain when we return.
If you've been injured and think you can't afford a lawyer, think again. There's absolutely no fee unless we win money for you.
I called the twos when I was hit by a speeding driver. Lowry and Associates started working for me for no money up front. I never paid a penny out of pocket, and they settled my case for over $165,000.
I'm Jim with Lowry and Associates. Call the twos. We win for you.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do you do? Call 222-2222.
I'm 82 years old and I have collapsed arches, which means the first thing that hits the ground is the bone in my arch. I came to Comfort Shoes 4 years ago because I couldn't walk without pain. And she spent so much time on my feet getting the right shoe, and we finally found the right pair. Once you made these orthotics for me, I have no pain. These are so comfortable. I have no discomfort. I feel like I could go running, and I thank you and Comfort Shoes for that.
When the Granite Shop wants to know the weather on MDI, they log on to foxbangor.com. At the Granite Shop in Sedgwick and in Trenton, we have more inventory than all other shops in the state combined. Fastest turnaround, too.
Goose River Farm and Meat Store is conveniently located on Route 3 across from Hammond Lumber in Belfast. They have a wide selection of meat and poultry, including beef, pork, lamb, chicken, duck, rabbit, and turkey. Buy your steak and meats for grilling this summer.
Land Shark Locker and Margaritaville Tequila present Jimmy Buffett and the Coral Reefer Band. Life on the Flip Side Tour 2022 Redux. One night only at Maine Savings Amphitheater, August 2nd. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss Jimmy Buffett and the Coral Reefer Band, August 2nd. Presented by Margaritaville Tequila and Landshark Lager.
You drove off with the ATV. You bought it.
Selling his off-road vehicle left him stuck.
How much were you asking for this ATV?
$3,400.
Didn't make any difference to him because he stopped payment on the check.
Now this buyer's in for a bumpy ride.
He told me that he would happily take it back if there's anything I did not like.
Is that what you told him?
No.
Of course not. It's not going to be good for you.
Next, Judge Judy.
Tuesday at 5, only on ABC 7.
Hudson University's three-day pharmacy summer camp in Bangor is underway. A.J. Douglas has the story.
Hudson University hosted their 2022 pharmacy summer camp to give high school juniors and seniors the opportunity to get hands-on training for a high-demand job and a taste of college life.
But this allows them an opportunity to understand what pharmacy education is. They live in the dorm for a couple of days. They have classes in our regular classes with our regular instructors and professors. So this gives them the opportunity to experience what college is going to be like.
Kayla Hare is an incoming senior at St. Stephen's High School. She says the pharmacy camp is helping her make an educated decision about her future career goals.
I think that it will definitely help make my decision on whether or not I want to be a pharmacist and what exactly I want to do after university.
The American Association of Colleges for Pharmacy reports data showing a mild increase in demand for pharmacists nationwide from 2020 to 2022. The 13-year program encourages more high school seniors to study pharmaceuticals and pursue careers after graduation.
The pharmacy camp is one of our best recruitment effort. A lot of the students who have gone through our pharmacy camp program have successfully enrolled at Hudson University and subsequently went on pharmacy school and graduate.
Hudson University has a rolling admissions process for those interested in enrolling in the School of Pharmacy. In Bangor, A.J. Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
Record high temperatures are soaring in the U.S., and your heart may be taking the heat for it. With more, here's ABC's Jay O'Brien.
The summer heat is here, with the U.S. recording record-breaking temperatures. Temperatures above 80 degrees with high humidity can be extremely dangerous for your heart. The American Heart Association is urging people to take precautions, especially those with heart disease, have had a stroke, or over the age of 50. They have some shared tips that everyone should follow to stay safe. Be on the lookout for signs of heat exhaustion, such as nausea, heavy sweating, or dizziness. Avoid the sun in the early afternoon, wear lightweight clothes, and take breaks from the heat. Ditch the caffeinated and alcoholic beverages, and always be sure to drink water before, during, and after going outside or exercising. Be aware that symptoms of heat stroke may include warm, dry skin, rapid pulse, nausea, or loss of consciousness. If you experience heat stroke symptoms, call 911 and seek medical attention right away. Some medications may also make you more susceptible to hot temperatures. Talk to your doctor about how you can stay cool this summer. With this Medical Minute, I'm Jay O'Brien.
A Winslow couple is rolling from one memory-making trip to another with their kids in their newly refurbished school bus. Jody Hersey has more.
This 2004 black and white school bus, affectionately named the Radical Express, is the brainchild of Justin and Melanie Smith of Winslow, who have logged a lot of miles and smiles with their kids on the road.
We looked at campers, and they were kind of pricey, and I wanted to drive down the road and look back and see my kids riding back there, playing board games at the table.
So the Smiths purchased this old bus from a local school district and started renovating it into their home away from home.
We started tearing out the seats, ripping up the floor. We got it rubber coated. So I had a lot of fun looking at floor plans and designs.
Each member of the Smith family has their own cozy space aboard the Radical Express, which the kids love.
And that's Mom and Dad's bed. We have our own bed. It's better than sleeping in a tent.
The family has traveled together to Seboomic near Moosehead, as well as New Hampshire, and down the East Coast to Disney in Florida.
A family of ours went down to Disney the exact same week that we did, and they spent about $700 more in airfare than we did in diesel to drive this down. They didn't get the experience of stopping in New York City at a little mom and pop pizza shop and having the best pizza we've had in quite some time.
The Smiths would still like to add a shower and solar power to their home on wheels when they're not busy making memories.
It's really eye-opening to see the first picture to where it is now.
In Winslow, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22. When we return, Devin Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
I work long hours to provide for my family, but with runaway inflation, it's getting harder to make ends meet. Instead of lowering costs for families, Washington liberals are attacking America's tech innovators. That's the wrong agenda at the wrong time. The left's bill will destroy jobs, make China stronger, and America weaker. Working people like me will pay the price. No Republican senator should support this liberal agenda. Tell Senate conservatives to reject the left's bill.
I know there's conflicting information about Dupuytren's contracture.
I thought I couldn't get treatment yet.
Well, people may think that their contracture has to be severe to be treated, but it doesn't. If you can't lay your hand flat on the table, talk to a hand specialist.
But what if I don't want surgery?
Well, then you should find a hand specialist certified to offer non-surgical treatments.
What's the next step?
Visit findahandspecialist.com today to get started.
Ace Roofing, proudly serving the central Maine area. Book your new roof for July and receive a 10% discount. Call 207-949-6694 for superior quality, service, and workmanship. Ace Roofing.
Harris's Harborside Takeout, located on the waterfront at the Harbor Park and Marina in Ellsworth, offers hot dogs, hamburgers, lobster rolls, sandwiches, and wraps. Top off your meal with a delicious scoop of Gifford's ice cream. Harris's Harborside Takeout, 413 Water Street, Ellsworth.
Maine is full of hidden gems, places off the beaten path, often inaccessible to many. Our offices, however, are accessible to all. We're the law offices of Joe Bornstein, and often it's easier if we come to you. From hospital rooms to living rooms, we've met over 25,000 injured and disabled Mainers in locations convenient to them. We're Maine lawyers working for Maine people and Maine people only since 1974. There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Downtown Old Town is getting a street-style makeover. Mike Rich is a graffiti artist from Portland. He's been tasked with creating 2 unique pieces of art to spruce up the downtown area. It's all part of a project with Downtown Old Town funded through the Maine Development Foundation and matching contributions from local business owner Alex Gray. Rich has been working on graffiti projects since 1985 and said the industry has changed a lot since he started.
I tried doing art with spray paint and no one really wanted anything to do with me, and now it seems like there's street art everywhere, on the television, in the stores, all over the world, even in Portland there's a handful of artists who are just doing art full time.
He said he enjoys adding the street art elements to his work. Right now, he'll be working on 2 electric boxes, one with a design he created in reference to some old vintage advertisements from Old Town Canoe. The other will have the coyote mascot from local schools.
There's a method to the steps that you take. The first layers, I have a huge cap, so I can cover the whole box in about 5 minutes. And then the caps get smaller and smaller as you get closer to completion.
Rich said he'll use about 60 to 70 colors on both boxes to complete the project. You can check out some of his work and the final product on Instagram or Facebook at Mike Rich Designs. Scientists say you may be more aware of shark sightings in Maine waters, but don't panic. Great white sharks have always been present off the coast of Maine, especially in the summer, but sightings are on the rise. Megan Wilgos explains why.
2 more fins were spotted off the coast of Maine this past weekend. The Department of Marine Resources says that adds up to a total of 16 shark sightings so far this summer.
Anytime you're in the water, it's fair to assume that there could be a white shark nearby.
Marine scientist Matthew Davis says shark populations increased following the Federal Protection Act in the 1990s and the Marine Mammal Protection Act in the 1970s.
Those two things in conjunction have really allowed the species to recover to more historic levels, or what we believe their levels were, which is really a conservation success story.
Just because there are more sharks doesn't mean they will bother you.
The likelihood of you getting struck by lightning is greater than getting bitten by a shark.
While the number of shark sightings have gone up, it's not only because there are more of them out there, but also we're more aware that they're there.
Here in Maine, we're still trying to find areas that they tend to congregate more often. And so it's our hope that over several years of this acoustic monitoring, we might be able to identify those spots where there's higher frequency.
Through these receivers, Davis says it scans a shark's fin sort of like a barcode in a grocery store and sends its location back to the department. He adds they are working on tagging the sharks next.
It's very hard. The water is dark. We don't know where they are all the time. Cape Cod is nice. The water is a little bit clearer.
State Park Manager Sean Valancourt says while the ocean is their home, there are ways to avoid seeing one.
Sharks are colorblind and they really look for that contrast in the water. So make sure that you swim with multiple groups of people, or if you're surfing, don't surf alone.
Now let's check your full forecast with Devin Biggs. Devin?
Alrighty, happy Tuesday afternoon. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Alrighty, rainfall reports ranging from around 1 to 3 inches for the most part, including 1.77 inches over in parts of Bangor and just under 2 inches in parts of Princeton and Millinocket, too. But over in Abbott, almost 4 inches of rain, so a lot of rainfall already last night into this morning. But now the rain's starting to back off briefly, but now our focus is the wind out there too. There is a small craft advisory that is in effect until midnight as we head towards Wednesday as that area of low pressure moves away and another one begins to move in too. But again, plenty of rainfall last night into this morning, and now this afternoon we're starting to see some of that back off, but it will be brief though. There's another system moving in from Canada right here, moving from the northwest to the southeast, and this will again bring in more showers and storms possible, and some of those may try to get on the stronger side and produce some gusty winds and hail, so we'll have to watch that closely. Wave heights at around 4 feet according to some of the buoys. This lighter blue here indicating some of the higher surf, so we'll have to monitor that as it does begin to move in throughout the daytime today. And of course some gusty winds as well, reaching up to 25, maybe close to 30 miles per hour throughout the afternoon period. But then starting to back off later on tonight, so finally some good news here, but still maybe some rogue gusts up to 10 and 15 miles per hour in just a few spots. Our average high is 81 degrees. We'll be in the middle to upper 80s the next several days, including lower 90s as we head towards Saturday, then falling back to the lower to middle 80s Sunday and also into Monday, but still overall above that average high of 81 degrees as this heat wave continues. Your muggy meter, though, showing dew points all beyond the rise yet again, though, after they fall briefly by Wednesday morning to more comfortable category. Thursday and Friday back in that humid category, again falling briefly by Friday to Saturday. Then again by the weekend again, so we're in that up and down category with regards to the dew points. So summer definitely here across the region. UV index forecast for today will be at an 8. That is considered very high, so a burn time of around 15 minutes. So hats, sunglasses, sunscreen, and shade will be necessary today to avoid a bad sunburn. Futurecast moving forward, here's that line of showers and storms that'll be moving through this afternoon. Some of those, again, may pack a punch with some gusty winds and a little bit of hail. Becoming mostly clear later on tonight, and really as we head towards tomorrow, things will get a lot nicer with a lot of sunshine that will be on the way as well. And again, here's the storm chances overall as we do move forward. Again, everyone under a marginal risk, so a 1 out of 5, so gusty winds and hail will be the biggest threats. And we'll run this through all the way through the weekend, though, with maybe another half an inch or less of rain possible in some areas before we head through the weekend. So a forecast for today, upper 80s, scattered showers and thunderstorms possible, with that southwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 64 degrees, a slight chance for storms early, then mostly clear, with that west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. In your Scott's Recreation extended forecast, nice on Wednesday, partly cloudy to even mostly sunny in a few spots, highs in the upper 80s, middle 80s by Thursday, with a chance for storms, and sunshine is back by Friday and Saturday, highs in the upper 80s to lower 90s.
Boy, it really did rain last night. We even got some thunder where I live. That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan Farley. We'll see you this evening with Peter Dubois and Beth Jones on ABC 7 News at 6. Have a great afternoon.